The only other thing that I wanted to bring up really was just that just to mention Leclerc's curse really, which sadly continues. Not only did Leclerc not start the race, but he's yet to even see the checkered flag at all at his home Grand Prix. He's done 3 races here, Sauber and Ferrari. He's never seen the checkered flag at his home Grand Prix. The curse continues. Now Ferrari, they gambled on the gearbox because they didn't think that there was anything wrong with it. And it later emerged, well, he thought it was the gearbox when he was coming out, when you mentioned he was like, oh no, guys, the gearbox. And like you, I was there going, he's not going to start the race, is he?
Yeah.
There's going to be something horribly wrong where they're just not even going to be able to get to the grid. And it turned out, or it emerged, that there was possibly something to do with the drive shaft, something to do with the rear left of the car. At first, they didn't think it was anything to do with the accident. Then later on, just before we were recording this, they're saying, oh, maybe it does have something to do with the accident. So there's a whole saga surrounding that, and it was very unfortunate for Charles. But I think he showed excellent resolve, and obviously congratulated his teammate. He was there. He was there at the end of proceedings as well. You'd think being at home, maybe he didn't feel the need to go back and have a little cry in his trailer or whatever, because he was basically already at home anyway. But yeah, Leclerc, tough weekend. I thought he showed some good composure though, and I can't deny that I'm not a Ferrari fan. I'm not necessarily a Leclerc fan, but I really like him as a driver. I think he is absolutely superb. He's one of the best wheel-to-wheel drivers on the grid. I was very happy for him to do so well, and I'm glad to see Ferrari back in the mix as well. They are back in business.
Yeah, and hopefully next week a similar circuit, a much higher top speed, but still a street circuit nevertheless. You've got Sector 1 and Sector 2, which are very Monaco-esque. And then you got Sector 3, which is just a huge back straight. But that Ferrari isn't slow anymore. They've bounced back. They've had some decent finishing positions this year, finishing 4th or 5th on a handful of times. So let's see what they can do at a hugely, well, I wouldn't say a massive power circuit, but it definitely has that huge back straight, doesn't it? Which is over a kilometre long, which is ridiculous when you think about it. And see what speeds these guys will get up to. But I'm excited just to see those drivers back at the top of the grid fighting for the podium positions, because you take out Lewis and Bottas out of the equation and we're ended up with this amazing podium of Verstappen, Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris again, and I love seeing a different podium. I really do. But let's just let's just keep on plodding along. It's good. I like it. I like what's happening this season. It's going well.
It's strange that we should have a race that in its content was relatively uneventful, but its implications
is huge
for the standings and just for the kind of, like you say, the kind of vibe of the championship as a whole. Very, very significant. And yeah, a very mixed up podium with no Mercedes on the podium. And much of the image has been shared of back when it was Vettel that won, Alonso second, Button third. Very different kind of time when we had a Red Bull, a Ferrari, and a McLaren on the podium. But I just think that it's very strange that it wasn't a super exciting race, but its implications are massive. More of this going forward, I hope.